What's up, and welcome to Cold Talks. I'm Carl Forster of the band Tarnish.
And I'm Cody Whiting from Wrench.
Tune in each week as we shoot the shit in my garage. Sometimes we talk about horror movies, sometimes we interview our favorite musicians. All right, awesome. So thank you guys so much for being here. This is fucking awesome to talk to y'all. This is our show called Cold Talks, where basically we just talk to our favorite up-and-coming musicians and kind of give them a chance to plug whatever they want to plug and kind of get a cool background of what you guys do and why you do what you do. So yeah, welcome y'all. If you want to introduce yourselves.
I am Aesop. I play guitar in No Cure.
My name is Blaythe. I sing in No Cure.
Sick. Very cool.
Well, I wanted to go ahead and start. I've been a big fan of you guys. I found you guys last year, and I've been following you guys ever since your latest record came out. I think you guys are one of the heaviest bands to come out of last year. If I'm being completely honest, I love your guys' music. So I'm curious, take me back to the start. How did No Cure get started? What made you want to start a straight edge band? I know that's a big part of your guys' image. So yeah, why don't you guys tell me about that?
You want to take that or me?
I can start it. So I've always wanted to do a straight edge band because I've been straight edge since I was 14, and I'm really sure about that. I think I'm right. Straight edge for a million years as well, and we've known each other like in the Alabama hardcore scene and like metal and all that shit for forever. We've always like played shows together, but like never played shows like in the same band. And during the big sickness, she mentioned wanting to like do like a kind of like Full of Hell flavored thing with me, and I said sure. And it was going to be straight edge because we're both straight edge and we never done straight edge band before. And we made something that became No Cure that sounds very little like Full of Hell, though we do love Full of Hell. And then we put the rest of we made some demos, and then we got the rest of we assembled the rest of the team, like Avenger style.
Yeah, right on. You're the Tony Stark.
Everyone actually calls me that when you're not around.
Oh. That's so sick. And was it just like starting off? Was it just like, jamming in a room, or like, did you guys have like a rehearsal spot? Like, did you guys take it real serious at first, or was it just kind of just like homies jamming and hanging out at first?
Well, I've always like written and rehearsed music just like live with my other bandmates, and Blaythe is more professional, and
okay.
So I just wrote a bunch of riffs and brought it to his bedroom, and we fucking put it together that way. It was just me and him for the first demo.
Yeah, so usually she'll bring a few of the sickest riffs I've ever heard in my life to my house, and then like I'll like arrange it into what you would call a song, and then we'll like get a sketch of all the other instruments. So you like kind of like communicate the whole idea to other people, and then we'll like cook on it as a team. But like for our first set of songs, it was just Aesop and I, because we wanted to like have the vision for the music before we like grabbed a couple people. It's like hard to like explain what you're going for when you can't like be like, hey, kind of like these things, but with your spin and betterness on top of it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
brought everyone else into the fold for sure, but we like communicated the direction together.
Yeah, very cool.
Well, I want to address you guys and tour, because you guys are leaving for a full US tour tomorrow, supporting Gideon. So why don't you guys go ahead and tell me about that? Anything you're excited for, any dates that you're hoping turn out better than the last time you played there, anything like that?
I'm excited to play Salt Lake City again.
Love Salt Lake.
We played there. It was really, really great for us. And I hope it'll be even better this time.
I saw fucking fear.
Oh,
Like, Salt Lake straight edge. If you know, that's all I have to say about it. There's some intense history there, and we got to be a part of seeing what those motherfuckers do. Am I allowed to curse on this?
Oh,
yeah.
Say whatever
100%.
the fuck you want. Yeah.
Do you have any of curses you prefer, like favorite ones?
I mean, if you're like referring to someone, I like shithead.
Okay.
I like a big fuckhead.
Yeah.
Don't call us that. We wouldn't like that.
No, we're fans.
But to answer your question, something that I care a lot about is doing shit with Alabama bands, because there hasn't been like that many like super prolific, long running, influential Alabama bands. So last year we toured with My Children, My Bride, which was a very big deal. I mean, like, we don't sound like any of these bands. We know that. We just want to do at least something with them because, like, you know, grew up going to shows, seeing these bands, and Gideon. I saw when I was like 13 years old, and I'm happy to do some Alabama shit. I just think it's cool to have a tour that has a lot of Alabama on it, even if it's sound.
Yeah, no, that is really cool. That's like a whole crazy part about being in a band, right? Is playing with these people that you grew up watching. Like, that's got to feel insane. Do you ever find yourself trying to not be like annoying to these bands when you meet them? Like, you don't want to come off too much like a fan or something like that?
I had that problem with Keisha Strain. They were a big deal to me growing up. So them asking us to tour them, I was very much fighting the urge to punish Vincent a lot.
I did. I would be like, you were making Wormwood. What was going through your head? You had?
No. Well, one question I like to ask all the guests this if they do this. In Aesop, I know you're a guitar player, and Blaythe, both you guys actually, so this works out perfect. But in specific, I wanted to ask Aesop about your guitars because I know you make all your guitars. Those.
That's insane.
So thick. Tell me how you started making them and what you're bringing on the full US tour, because I know that's all you play, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I started making them. I for work, I paint cabinets, like custom cabinets professionally. That's my family. I'm in charge of that. So I had access to all the tools and the space and all that. So I would just buy really cheap ones for like $30-$40 on the marketplace, repaint myself, and then eventually I got bored of repainting boring shapes, and I would just like buy a Strat and like chop it up and reshape it into shit like this, and just doing it for a few years. And eventually, since this band was like legit and I wanted to like have my own thing, I had my friend Hugo over in the UK build this body for me and then painted it myself. So
what humbucker's in it?
This is a bare knuckle war pig. It might be Alcino, if that's how you say it. I can't fucking remember right now. And this is some P-bass pickup I got for cheap online. I wasn't super concerned how great it was. It just needed to do its job.
Yeah. That's awesome. And then what are you running amp and cab wise? Because I know you have the X cabs, which are also super sick. Mm-hmm. So what are you running amp wise?
I am bringing my Mesa Stiletto, which is basically like a modernized hot rodded JCM 800.
It's very evil.
Gross when I pair it with my fucking Lone Wolf Plague Bearer. It's like a boutique rat. Perfect combination. They sound so fucking cool.
Yeah, she boosts the rat clone with a tube screamer, which is very evil to do that.
Have you hopped on the Swollen Pickle trend yet?
I've never touched a Swollen Pickle.
Really?
I don't know. Like, people say it's awesome, but I just probably need to try one.
Yeah.
It's not for me.
I've read a lot about the Swollen Pickle and heavy music, and it just absolutely making the tone monstrous. Mm-hmm. But from your tone, that's what I thought you were using. Your tone is insane. But yeah, I'll go ahead and
that is really cool. We were talking to the guitarist of the band Chamber last week about the Swollen Pickle as well.
Which one?
It was Henry.
Henry.
Love Henry.
Yeah.
You guys love Henry?
Hey, Henry's probably better for what you're doing here, but Gabe is fucked up.
Oh yeah.
That's the guy with the crazy shit in his brain.
Someone has to for the music they make. I mean,
we did a little tour with him last year, and I learned some shit about how people work from Gabe.
Yeah, that episode comes out today with Henry, and then we're doing this will be out, so we can say we're doing after you guys.
Good ass band.
Love it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're sick. Yeah, it's been cool because it seems like everyone that we've talked to so far has just been these bands that have just like shot up in the last year, like including y'all, and like it's crazy. How was that like for you guys? Just like, was it a real big fast change, or was it kind of like we saw this coming, you know, we knew we were on the up and up?
I mean, we're still like 1 of 4 on tours. Like, we are doing well, and I'm really happy what we're doing, but like, we're not a huge band by any means at this point. There's definitely a spark and like excitement around the band, and people see that we're busting our asses, and there's definitely like tangible growth from any metric you look at the band, and it's really rewarding to have that, because Aesop and I have both been in bands in Alabama for fucking ever, and no one really cared. Like, I've been touring since I was 17. No one cared about bands really. So it's just like, finally,
Yeah.
a little something, a little treat for me, as you know, because you know, I've just been grinding. But
Yeah.
I knew that when we were putting this together, that it was something different than what everyone else is doing, and I think we have a pretty special group of people, and I think the music is really good, honestly. So
100%.
like, I've seen Aesop. She used to always play drums in like more like punk and hardcore bands. Like, you were pulling all that shit forward like by yourself.
Yeah, I was in charge of every band I've been in, and it's gone nowhere. And then this band is nice because we're all like in charge of it at the same time. It's very teamwork oriented, and that shows.
It helps a lot.
Yeah.
Like,
You got synergy.
the person in their bands, and I was always a person in my bands. It's like when you put the people of the bands together, and it's like, hey, can you help me with this? And it's like, yes.
Yep.
So much. And like, everyone in this band like has roles that they like really excel at. So
That's huge. That is super huge. I feel like that's something that a lot of people don't really think of until they're in a band, like that everyone has a role of something to do. It's not just happening, you know, by luck and just by putting out good music. Like, there's a lot of different things. What are your guys' roles in the band?
I write riffs. I help with merch ideas and designs. I do a lot of the design work, usually collaborating with Dewey,
our drummer.
And I don't know, that's kind of it
For you?
for me.
You are so much more than what you think.
Well, those are my is riffing and like visuals.
Which is the music and the look. That's like, and is like facing the world, you know?
Yeah.
Aesop will just like hit the group chat with like 5 of the coolest designs I've ever seen in my life, and we were like, we had to pick between these. I'm very fortunate for that. I can give like a short description of like how I perceive everyone's role in this if you want.
Yeah.
I mean, it's only through my lens. But I mean, I help a lot with the arrangement. Aesop and I both are like people that like book shows in Alabama. So like, we've both met a lot of people through doing that. And because we book like some of like the cooler shows in the state, like more cool stuff kind of comes our way. If that makes sense. Like, starting out, that was huge. And like, now we're like starting to like leverage what we built with No Cure to help bring cooler shit back down to Alabama. Because people are like, oh, it's the people from No Cure. Yeah, we'll go play their show. It'll probably be good. And it is. Jake. So he does a lot of like, this sounds silly, but like interpersonal stuff within the band. Like, he's like glue for us. He like really helps. Awesome. Because like, sometimes shit gets hard on the road. You know that.
Yeah.
Just like helps keep things together. He's like always just down to do whatever needs to be done. So it's like more like miscellaneous, but it's like always present and always happening. And Jake's great. Also, like, his voice has like changed a lot as we've done this, and now it sounds so fucking insane. So we're gonna use it. I'm really excited about that. It's like it's like evil power violence vocals, which bands in our lane and like the tours we're doing don't even know what that is. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
Kyle, our other guitar player, he's extremely handy. He's fixed the van so much. He helps like with their gear setups in the band. He is just like the guy that knows how shit works intimately. And like, I don't think I've ever really seen him in a bad mood. Like, he wakes up, he's just down to get to that shit. He's great. And then Dewey, our drummer, he part of the reason why people like this band is because the drums are really good, because he hits really hard.
Yeah.
He also design ideas and just generally just does shit too. We don't ever take merch guys out because it doesn't make any sense to with what we're doing, but also we don't want, we like, you know, talking to the people that but we all like share that role, which is actually a pretty big job. You know, like day 25 in a 35. It's pretty tiring just to like be outwardly social. But like we all split it pretty decently. Aesop does it the most in the current roles of the band, but like everyone pulls their weight for the most part at all times.
That's awesome. It really sounds like you guys have a good team like formula going on. Going back to what Carl said, starting off, if you guys saw like you guys getting big, I went back and your first release was in February of 2022, and then not long after that, you guys were playing with bands with like Pain of Truth and Sanguisugabog.
Crazy name.
What was going through your mind, like playing with bands that big so close to after you guys releasing music?
I mean, those two bands in particular. So I used to work for Sanguisugabog. I did merch and lights for them for 3 full USs.
Wow.
So I was actually on tour with them when No Cure played that show because I booked that show. So
that's awesome.
I special thoughts in my head other than I have a lot of activities to do today and a lot to keep holding. And Pain of Truth, I was on tour with Sanguisugabog and Pain of Truth. That then Pain of Truth broke off to go play that Nashville show. And Adam Easterling, singer of Orthodox and the promoter, he was like, "Do you want No Cure to play this?" And I was like, "Yes, I do."
Yeah.
So Truth overnight to play that show and then met back up with Bog and then got back in their van after that show. So like, as far as like the question, like things going through my head is just more just like all things are going according to plan. Like it wasn't like exciting because it was like, I mean, exciting, saying it's not exciting is the wrong way to look at it. Just like I was doing it.
Yeah.
So I wasn't surprised when the outcome was what I was doing, if that makes any sense. But no, I was really excited that my peers and other cooler, bigger bands were like down to rock with us almost immediately. So that's been cool.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's a really cool thing, the whole booking aspect. We do a little bit of that at like a local level too. And it is very interesting how if you book enough, sometimes venues will just be like, "Hey, does your band just want to play too?" And that's like a huge plus. But it's very crazy that you guys have been able to do that at an even bigger level. And like you said, giving back to the Alabama scene and stuff like that. The way that you're able to do that by booking and playing is pretty crazy. And that's probably something that a lot of fans don't even know that you guys do.
It's definitely not general knowledge, but like the people that need to know for sure. And
yeah.
It shows that we book that we don't even get to go to, but we like hire people and make sure that our friends and bands are taken care of even when we're on tour and that like cool shit is still coming through, even if I don't get to enjoy it, which is sad sometimes, but shit has to keep rolling.
Yeah, you're doing a million things at once. So yeah, totally.
Lots of emails.
Talk to me about your guys' latest record. Amazing record. I think the musicianship, the title, the artwork, front to back, I think it's amazing. Definitely my top 5 in the releases last year. So why don't you guys go ahead and tell me about it?
So artwork was done all by Dewey, based on some ideas, threw around. So
he brought it to life.
Yeah, he did that, knocked it out of the park. My favorite song on that is No Cure Straight Edge Die Slow Fuck You. We actually recorded that for the previous record, but felt like it deserved like more. Like
it was just two. That one and Slumped in the House of God were both written for the Curse of Birth EP, but we saved them.
Oh, okay.
And then we just wrote the rest of the songs for Commitment once we had a bigger vision to like make it fit in with like those 2 songs. Does that make sense? If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can definitely tell that Commitment is a lot different from not a lot different, but it's different from all your guys' other stuff. And I wanted to ask you about that. What changed, and was there a different direction you guys wanted to take, or?
Well, my influences on the early stuff were a lot of like extreme war metal type bands. And then I wanted to have my like hardcore and death metal influences more as we did more records. So like there was a lot more like Hatebreed, hardcore type shit on that record. Nice. And more fucking like Slayer influenced death metal type 90s riffs I was trying to put in there. So it's just different influences and higher production as we figured this shit out more.
Because we recorded for the feel completely ourselves and mix it ourselves. Like,
wow.
Dewey mix. And like we had like one friend help us like with engineering, but other than that, it was like we like went out to a cabin in the woods and just made that. So the difference between that process and then the Commitment to Permanence, we still like made the songs the same way, but like if you think about it, like we became a touring band between Cursed from Birth coming out and then the Commitment to Permanence coming out. So like we had like the vision of like how things will actually like work in real life a little better, which I think is why those songs have been going harder live than old stuff, because we're just getting better at this and having more like trial by fire.
Yeah, that's the best way to do it in a band. It seems like there's definitely a jump in like intensity, like production wise and just and sound wise, and just the energy from the latest stuff is definitely noticeable, and it's sick.
We only get more evil and more fucked up.
Yeah. Love it.
So one question we like to ask all of our guests before we head out is, being in a hardcore band, you kind of talked about it earlier, is moshing. I want to know, each of you guys, a crazy mosh story, whether you've seen it, whether you've been in it, just the craziest mosh story you guys have.
You can go first.
Sure. While you think about it, so
Mhm.
if you look closely at my face, I have a pretty sizable bump in my nose. I wasn't born with that. I was 7 and got clocked really bad, and I look different now permanently because of hardcore, which is, I guess, kind of silly to say out loud, but it did change how I look. I don't know. I mean, doing this, you just see people get hurt sometimes, and I still think it's a net positive for everyone, because because people get hurt rarely, but like so much negative, bad shit is released in that process.
Yeah.
Looking at this with like I don't want to say academic, but like more like zoomed out view is really lame to talk about. Like you're supposed to just keep doing your shit, but like I do think it's a net positive for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Just that escape and that release.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess my crazy story is just getting hit real bad. I don't know. I don't mosh as much anymore. I do try to, like for like friends bands and stuff. And like when I'm home, I'm more willing to. On tour, it's like if I get hurt, this starts to really affect people I care about.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We would all mosh to every band every night, which
That's
is
awesome.
fun.
Yeah.
Okay, if Dewey's knee gets kicked out, he's done. We're all going home. And like,
Yeah. Or like,
what's your?
I don't remember any of them because I've been hit in the head 2 times.
I have one. We were playing a fest in Texas, and Aesop gave our drummer testicular torsion.
Oh my God.
Oh,
No
twisted
way.
the wrong way.
I was wearing my platform docs, and he just got kicked in the wrong spot, and his balls hurt really bad.
Oh man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. That
Kyle-
makes the van ride a little more uncomfortable.
I'll a good bit because he does like these like early 2000s spin move combo things, like back when moshing was like graceful, if that makes any sense. So he's really good at it. I mean, everyone's a better mosher in the band than me. I'm lanky.
I feel that. I'm not that good either, but it's all about having fun. The last thing that I really wanted to hit on with you guys, because we don't want to keep you for too long, but the whole straight edge thing, I mean, the straight edge, fuck you, die slow, that is a very awesome and intense sentiment that you're putting out there. Where did that come from, and what does that mean to y'all?
This sounds awesome.
It does sound awesome.
Maybe.
That sounds right.
I think I came up with it.
We get together and we like merge the minds. And then I forget who made what.
I think I came up with that title because it was just like stupid and simple. Like I wrote the song being like, we need to write an ignorant straight edge song, like one that is just fucking smooth brained as possible. And the title needs to match it. And I felt like that really got the point across. It wasn't poetic at all.
Okay.
Yeah. We don't do a lot of metaphor. That's for other bands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just in your face. I love it.
I watched an interview with you and Dewey where you guys, I think it was that interview. It might have been the Scoped Exposure podcast, but you were talking about how your music is very straightforward. and it's just very straight to the point. Why? Is there a reason why, or do you just like not give a fuck?
I just think it sounds awesome. I mean, I know it sounds a certain way, but like I just think it rocks.
Yeah.
I started the band with a lot of like, I'm writing riffs that are smooth brained and simple, like caveman death metal shit.
Yeah.
Like I have to use my brain. I just want to gun.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of the straightforwardness. And I know Dewey is a big fan of bands like Deicide, and they're just very straightforward. It's just very loud and fast and hard. And no nuance, just gun.
It's good done.
Just it works. It's awesome. That's really cool.
All right. Well, we really appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day and being here. We wish you safe travels on your tour. Is there anything you guys want to plug real quick before we head out?
Listen to war metal, straight edge hardcore, and that.
Yeah. Awesome.
Peek out, fans. We have some good shit cooking up at home.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome. Alabama represent for sure.
Are y'all coming to any of these Gideon shows?
You guys aren't playing anywhere near us.
Yeah, that's the only bummer.
We're in Sacramento, so I think the nearest you guys are playing San Francisco.
We are. Don't ask me that shit. I don't know that.
Yeah, I think San Fran.
That's not too bad. That's like 2.5. We could do that.
Yeah. We got Chamber coming through in April.
Mm-hmm.
We got See You Space Cowboy coming through in April as well.
Oh yeah.
So and you guys, April.
Yep. Oh, is it April also?
Well, they leave tomorrow.
Yeah.
And it's through till end of March or end of April.
We're out till mid-March.
Yeah.
Mid-March. Okay.
So yeah.
I mean, yeah, if we could swing that SF show,
we'll
it'd be awesome to see y'all live. Yeah.
It'd be ethical for you to come after interviewing us.
100%.
Yeah. No, that would be really cool. I mean, just to see, Cody actually showed me you guys like a few weeks back, and I was just like, holy shit. Like, as soon as he told me that we could get you on the pod, I was like, this is insane, because this is one of the most intense sounding bands. And I love like working out to you guys' music and shit. And it'd be super, super sick to see it live.
You can let us know if we're better or worse live then.
Yeah,
okay. I will. I'll be honest.
Yeah, we'll be honest. Journalistic integrity.
I appreciate y'all having us. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
of course. Be safe on tour, and we hope to see you guys in San Francisco.
Take care.
All right, peace out, guys.
Bye.